Well, hey, good morning. Got my cup of coffee. These cool mornings we're having this week. Love it. So got my little keeps it hot on my desk coffee because you need that nice warm cup of coffee on these cooler mornings. I hope you're having a good morning this Wednesday. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me. We're going to finish, believe it or not, the Gospel according to Matthew. The last verse, the last sentence in the last verse, the last words of Jesus that Matthew records here, Matthew 28, verse 20. I looked it up, by the way. I did it a few minutes ago. We started in Matthew in July of 2023. Now, I know we haven't done it every week. We've skipped some for holidays, or I've been out of town and not. But about 2.5 years, we've been slowly and steadily working through some of Matthew's gospel, not hitting necessarily every verse, but hitting a lot of it. And we're going to bring that to an end this morning as we read this last sentence. It's an incredible sentence of Matthew's gospel. This is how the gospel according to Matthew ends. The words of Jesus, his last words to his disciples here. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. What a great ending to this book. What a great sentiment for Matthew to leave it out. And I want to do what I've done pretty much for the last few weeks as we've looked at this section, which is called the Great Commission. This is, I think, week 4, maybe, looking at the Great Commission, and we've looked at words. We kind of zeroed in on verbs and participles and all that sort of thing. And I want to do that again today because I think there's a couple of cool things that are happening in this verse that I don't want you to miss. The first is, well, if I'm honest, I'm kind of not really thrilled with the NIV's translation of the beginning of this verse. They start this verse, and surely. I learned it from probably King James or one of those kind of versions that starts out, and lo, or some other versions begin, behold. And lo and behold are probably better translations of this little Greek word that's meant to be a word that gets your attention. I think it loses the impact. I mean, Jesus in this verse, as he's given us the Great Commission, as he's given us kind of our marching orders, he started by saying, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. He brackets our command of commission to go and make disciples of all nations, to baptize them and teach them to obey, by saying, hey, listen, all authority in heaven and on earth was given to me. And listen again, behold, lo, I'm with you always. It's kind of like, I don't know, if you're in class and a teacher wants to get your attention. I know this shows how old I am. I'm going to say when they take the chalk, I remember a teacher of mine that would tap the chalk on the chalkboard really loud when we weren't paying attention, just to say, hey, listen, focus up here. I want you to see what I'm doing. Sometimes the same teacher would toss a piece of chalk at you if he thought you really weren't paying attention. But that's another story for another day. Or how about this? I think we can all relate to this no matter what age we are, because chalk and chalkboards really aren't a thing anymore in classrooms, are they? Anyway, when your mom would use your full name, like I knew I better pay attention. When she would call me by my first name, Charles, I might ignore it. But when I heard Charles Alton Rosenbaum, I know this is important. This is my clue to pay attention. Things are about to get serious. If I ignore this, it's going to be worse trouble. And I think that's the intent of this word here. It's emphatic. It's imperative. It's Jesus saying, pay attention. I don't want you to miss this. And to just say, and surely. No, it's meant to have an impact there. That Jesus, behold, lo, pay attention. I have something to tell you. And notice what he tells you. What he doesn't want us to miss is, I am with you always. Notice this is present tense. He doesn't say, I will be with you, like we might hope one day that he will be with us, or we talk about the eternal kingdom. Sometimes we call it heaven, that when Jesus returns or after we go to be with him, that I will be with you. And he doesn't also use past tense. I was with you. He could have said to his disciples, remember, I was with you, like I was here in the flesh. It's not past tense, like remember when I walked the earth, the incarnate Son of God walking around. You know, this is present tense. I am with you. Always. I am. It is a here and now. It is, I have given you this great commission. I have given you these instructions to make disciples of all nations as you go, baptizing and teaching them. And I want you to know, listen, pay attention, don't miss this. I am with you always. Now that I am word is pretty significant in the Bible as a name of God. I don't know if that's what's intended here. It's just a kind of a present tense reality that we need to know that Jesus promises. He didn't give us this great assignment, this great commission to go do without also giving us himself to go do it with us. And of course, we know today, while Jesus isn't physically walking around, we talked about this a few weeks ago, he has given us his Holy Spirit, the presence of the third person of the Trinity, the Comforter, the Spirit who has come. And he is the one that is with us, the person of Jesus, with us in the person of the Holy Spirit, this triune God that promises his presence. And notice lastly, he says, I will be with you when? Always. Now, again, NIV translates that as one word, always, and that's the gist of what's being said there, but it's actually two words in Greek that could be more literally translated all the days, which you get it. All the days means always, but all the days also has a different kind of emphasis to it for me, because when I think about when you say all the days, not all the days are the same for me. Probably not for you either. Some days are really good, and some days are really bad. And the promise of Jesus is, I am with you on all the days. When you're having a really good day, Jesus is there. When you're having a really bad day, Jesus says, I'm with you. The other thing I think about is maybe in my Christianity, my walk with God, my following Jesus as a disciple, which we've been talking about on Sundays. Some days I feel really close. I feel like his presence is just right there. And other days I feel like he is so far away that my prayers don't get past the roof, that I can't sense the presence of God. But hey, it doesn't matter what I'm feeling. The promise here is, I am with you all the days when you feel close to me and the days when you don't. There are some days in my maybe I pick up my Bible to read, or I try to pray, and it's just easy. Like what I read in the Bible just is like, wow, this is amazing. I can't get enough, and I just want to keep reading. And I sit down to pray, and it just kind of flows out. In other days, I pick up the Bible, and I realize my mind is somewhere else, and I'm looking and go, this is just, maybe I'm distracted. Maybe I've got other things. So when I try to pray, my mind isn't focused, and I don't sense the presence of God. Guess what? He says, I am with you all the days. The days when you feel close to me, the days when you don't, the days when Bible reading is easy, the days when it's confusing, the days when everything seems right, and the days when everything goes wrong. All the days, he says, I am with you. And he says, even to the very end of the age. And I think of a couple of other promises in the Bible. Maybe you think of them too. Hebrews 13 tells us that he never leaves us or forsakes us. And that's what he says here, right? I am with you all the days, even to the very end of the age. I'm with you, present tense, not past tense, not future tense. I am with you all the days, to the very end of the days. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Or how about the book of Proverbs? It says, there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. And Jesus is that friend in mind. The idea of this verse is so important to us, because it's the promise of the presence of Jesus in our life throughout whatever we do. And that's what it boils down to. We as followers of Jesus aren't left to try to figure it out on our own. He promises his presence with us, and that's so important. And again, I want to point out, this Great Commission is bracketed in a beautiful way. He says, before he gives these marching orders, before he gives our assignment, what we're supposed to be doing as followers of him, he says, remember, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. So he is the king. We talked about this several weeks ago. He is the sovereign one. His name is above every name. And at the end of that, after he says, and this is, remember, I have all authority, and this is one who has all authority, here's what I want you to do. He has the right to tell us what he wants our mission to be, and he lays that out. Go, make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey all things I have commanded you. And having given us this huge assignment, this nearly impossible assignment, some people use the phrase God-sized assignment. Having given us this, he says, and remember, and behold, tapping the chalkboard, using our full name. Remember, Charles Alton Rosenbaum, I am with you all the days, that you don't have to do for me without my very presence. Think about who he was to the people of Israel. It comes to mind. While we might not have that, remember as he called them out of slavery and as he led them in the wilderness, he was tangibly with them, whether it was a pillar of cloud by day or a pillar of fire by night. And that pillar told them when to go, told them when to stop, told them where to go. And at one point, Moses has this moment with God, and he says, if you don't go with us, why even bother? And here is the answer. The same answer that God gave to Moses, that he would be with them, is the same answer Jesus gives to you and I. Yes, behold, lo, surely, absolutely, positively, you can take it to the bank, count on it. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Well, I'm going to leave that with you today. Thanks for these few minutes. We finished Matthew. I don't know what we'll do next week, but I look forward to spending a few minutes with you. Let me finish my coffee and let you get back to your day. Take care, everybody.